Oh, can you hear me?
Good. Right. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good.
That's it. And we're getting no feedback. So
Excellent.
we're
Hello,
all ready to go.
everyone.
Let's just check that everybody else, can you all see and hear me? Good. Excellent. Yeah, great stuff. Okay, Mary. Right. So tell me a little bit about your fear of rats. Tell me if you can. I don't need to know a lot about it, but roughly when it started and what sort of feelings you get under different situations. Just give me a sort of an impression of it.
Okay, I grew up in the country and there were always mice outside, and I was always afraid that a mouse would come in when I was asleep and go into my mouth. I was terrified.
Ah,
So we lived in a very old house, and I used to hear mice behind the skirting board, so I thought. And so I developed, I used to clench my jaw, and I still do, just in case anything would try to go into my mouth. And then that developed
uh-huh.
into bigger things. And I never actually saw a real rat ever growing up. But from watching TV and horror movies, the idea of rats just completely terrified me. And I used to watch these horror movies where people would be buried alive. And the idea of just rats completely freaked me out. And then it developed to one day I did see a real rat, and it was outside a shop, outside John Lewis, and it was just walking by the shop, and I completely freaked. I was screaming, crying. I ran into the shop and asked for the manager in John Lewis, and I said, "There's a rat, there's a rat, there's a rat outside." And they were just laughing at me, saying, "Oh, there's always rats everywhere." And that idea, their response, completely freaked me out as well. And then the cat started bringing in mice. And one day we were on holiday, and when we came home, there was a terrible smell in the house. And my son had been looking after the cat, and he showed us a photograph, and he said the cat brought in this rat, and he had taken a picture of it next to a bottle of wine, and the rat was actually bigger than the bottle of wine. But the thing was, he threw the rat in the bin in the kitchen, the dead rat, and it
Oh boy.
completely stank the whole house. So that smell
Yeah, there's nothing.
horrific. And
Now, Mary, when you saw the rat outside John Lewis, was the worst part, was it the rat or was it being laughed at? Because you know
no,
they
no,
can
no.
both
It
have
was,
very.
yeah, it was the rat.
It was the
It
rat.
was the rat.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. When you think about that, do you have any worse rat memories than that? Don't tell me about them if you do. But if you haven't got any worse ones, that's okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's any worse apart from what the cat brings in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't worry about those because they're all related back to the same thing. So, and just before we actually start, what do you suppose a mouse might do if a mouse found your mouth open? The
Oh,
last thing it would want to do would be go in there. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do like triggering people because the more I trigger, the better result we're going to get. I think that it would think, oh, I shouldn't be in here and get out very quickly. Actually, a mouse would not go because into anybody's mouth because the our carbon dioxide we breathe out is totally unpalatable to rodents. So it would not. That's why they run away from us. They just don't like the smell of us and the feel of us. We're too hot for them and so on. So well, I can see I've done a good job of winding you up there.
thank you.
There is a reason I did that. Is that feeling worse than remembering the rat, or is that the same? Which is the worst memory of those two? So the rat.
Well, the feeling, it's the rat, and the feeling comes up in my throat.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, Mary. And do you know how you would like to feel instead?
I do. I've thought a lot about this, and I've come up with something that I'm happy with.
Excellent. And I'm sure that it's 2 p.m., although we might well
It
check
is.
that later, but I'm
It
sure that it's 2 p.m. Yeah, good. Okay, Mary, close your eyes now, and we're going to do some speedy work with you. So you just close your eyes a minute. And what I want you to do is to focus on that rat outside John Lewis. And I want you to imagine that you're actually there right at this moment, and you can see the rat. It's walking on the road, walking on the pavement, and it's absolutely right in front of you. It's the first rat you've ever seen. And that's good. It's actually making you feel quite horrendous. Now, I want you to freeze that, zoom into the most important part of that memory, zoom into the most important part, the actual thing that really makes it worse, and freeze it absolutely solid as if it's frozen in a glacier. Absolutely rock solid, can't move, nothing can shift. It's absolutely solid, frozen in a glacier for all time. Just nod once when you've got that feeling that it's frozen stiff. Good, excellent. Now I want you to now place in front of it what you really want to feel like instead. Just bring that into your mind, how you really want to feel instead. Keep that in your mind now, and every neural pathway in your brain there is rushing forward to the moment of now, where you are in the chair, listening to me with your earphones on. Every single neural pathway in your brain whizzing forward. You can imagine loads of LEDs flashing about, electricity rushing about, everything lining up in your brain beautifully, bringing it to the front of your brain, to the concentrated part, the part where you know that you are. Filling your mind and filling your body, head to toe, fingertip to fingertip, absolutely irradiating out to your skin, to the aura around you, so it fills the whole room as if everybody could see how fantastic you feel. Letting your own jump forward now to a time in the future when you look back and you realize just how successful today was. Today was absolutely brilliant, and you've just realized that. Jumping back to that frozen image of the rat now placing it once straight away into how you really want to feel. Let that feel really good. Every neural pathway in your brain rushing forward to the moment now, filling your mind, filling your body, head to toe, fingertip to fingertip. Absolutely fantastic. It's radiating out to your skin, radiating around you. Jumping forward to that time in the future when you're looking back to the day when you discovered this was really super fantastic. Back to that frozen memory now, straight into the way you really want to feel. The way you want to feel when you just find yourself feeling so relaxed and so comfortable, head to toe, fingertip to fingertip. Right the way every part of your body, out to your skin, out to boundaries all around you where you are right for this moment of now, which is a fantastic place to be. Shooting your mind forward to the time in the future when you're looking back to the day when you discovered how marvelous this was, whizzing back to that rat frozen in the glacier, replacing it instantly with how you want to feel. Fantastic feeling, putting your mind and body, filling your head to toe, fingertip to fingertip, rushing around you, it's becoming alive, it's becoming electric now, rushing forward to a time in the future when you're looking back, how fantastic this was. Going back to that frozen image now straight away into the way you really want to feel and making it really vivid this time as it fills every single neural pathway in your brain, every single pathway rushing forward to that moment and now, rushing around that moment and now. It's so big, so round, everybody can see it, everybody can feel it, it's radiating out to the boundaries all around you. You can always find this feeling whenever you're shooting forward to the time in the future now when you're looking back to the day when you discovered just how powerful this was, back to that frozen image now straight away into the way you want to feel. All those neural pathways rushing forward to the moment of now and just relax in that wonderful moment of now. Letting yourself just drift, calm and easy. A wonderful feeling. In fact, a feeling so good you didn't even know until now you could even feel it. A wonderful feeling of being so relaxed, so easy. And I'm going to stay quiet for a moment or two, and you just open your eyes when you really feel ready. What was the last thing you watched on television last night, Mary?
Homeland.
Oh, I've never watched that.
Oh, it's really
You
good.
watch it regularly?
I do. I'm a real
Yeah.
fan. I love it.
It's is it an army thing? Is it? I don't even know what it is. Tell me what it is.
It's a spy thing set in America, but it goes over to the Middle East and Lebanon. And there's one, our hero Carrie. She works undercover, and she's left the CIA, and she's now working for a private organization. And it's all about the politics and the undercover work, and it's really, really good. And she has a lot of mental problems as well that she has to deal with, so it's fascinating
Right.
to watch.
So you like spy programs then,
I do. I love spy
or is it
programs.
just yeah? What would you say that was your favourite television program of all time, or do you have others? Yeah,
Um,
I like. There's a lot of things that I like, but I haven't watched that one.
yeah, it's one of them. It's one of them. I liked Breaking Bad and Sopranos. Um,
Uh,
yeah, and also I like sci-fi.
Yeah, I used to be a great fan of sci-fi. I used to read all the Isaac Asimov stories at one time, but haven't done much with sci-fi of late. Must admit, these days I don't get a lot of time to watch television, but when I do, I'm watching an old series called Motive, which we somehow escaped my attention, and something called The Good Wife. I don't know if you've ever watched that. It's a legal drama thing, which is quite good. But I must get around to watching Homeland. It sounds excellent.
It is.
Mary, tell me what your replacement response was.
I wanted to find it funny.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So now what happens now if you look at that rat walking past John Lewis in your mind? Really give it a push.
Yeah,
You see?
I actually do think it's quite funny now with the way he
Yeah.
walks and Just
Well, my wife would tell you anything walking past John Lewis and not going in is definitely funny. So when you give it a real push, Mary, and I'm going to we want to really test this. I want you to imagine you catch this ball, a dead one in. What does that feel like?
um, just a bit of a nuisance. A nuisance. It means I have to
Okay.
clean it up.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And what about thinking about a mouse running about? You've just gone to bed and you're going to have a mouse scurrying around somewhere. What does that feel like?
I still I still feel a bit of anxiety there.
That's okay. Is it the same level of anxiety as it was before, or is it less?
If there really was a mouse in the room, it would be quite high.
Okay. And can you think how you would like to feel instead? Because I mean, we don't like mice running around the house, but we can think, oh God, a mouse, I'll deal with it. You know, you can.
Yeah,
Can you think of how you would like to feel
I
instead?
can. Yeah, calm.
Close your eyes. Good. Just close your eyes. That's it. What I want you to do, Mary, is to freeze that image now. We're not. This is going to be a much shorter session. This bit. I want you to freeze the image of the idea of mouse running around and what you would feel like. Just freeze that. Get the calm feeling instead. Let that fill your mind and fill your body. Shoot that forward to a time in the future when you think, my God, I can't think why I was so concerned about this at all. And go back to the feeling of a mouse running around the room and tell me what the power is at this moment.
Actually, it's gone down.
Okay, what number was it? Would you say it was on?
About a 2.
About a 2. That's good because I omitted to get the power of the first one in the first place. I sometimes do that, but it doesn't matter because people can see it still works anyway.
Yeah,
So a 2. Would you like it to be?
I would.
Yeah, okay. So again, go into that frozen memory and then replace it with the calm feeling. Let everything really come up to the moment of now and just imagining being as calm as you would like to feel, your special sort of calmness. And then letting your mind drift forward to some time in the future when you're looking back and looking back to just how successful we were today, doing both the normal loops and the interactive loops. And then come back to that frozen memory again. What does it feel like this time, Mary? Has the power dropped or is it still the same? Tell me.
Um, I think it's actually gone.
Let's have one more go just to make certain.
Okay.
So think of how you would like to be instead. It can be constructive or it can be bored if you like. It doesn't matter as long as as long as it's a feeling, it's okay. And letting your mind come right the way forward to this moment of now and feeling that same calmness, then shooting forward to the time in the future when you realized we'd been very, very successful today, more successful than you believed was possible. And going back in again to that frozen memory of a mouse running about the room, what does it feel like this time? What's the planet now?
Yeah, there's no distress now. It's just
That's
I just want to deal with it. So the pal
good,
is
excellent.
is 0.
And now to finish, just think about the rat going past John Lewis and what's the power on that?
0. I just think it's funny.
Okay, Mary. So you're content that we've achieved what you wanted us to achieve today.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much, Taryn. That really helps.
I'm taking
Makes all the difference.
I'm taking off camera now then, and that people no doubt be asking you a few questions. Okay.
Okay, thank
Thank you
you.
for working. That's
Thank you.
people. Thanks for that, Mary. Okay. Right, that was good, wasn't it? You see. Yes, I know. Isn't that amazing? When when on the other end of it, it's amazing how that just disappears like that. Yes, you notice that I completely omitted to get the power of the rat because I already knew what it was, but it was remiss of me. I should have got it. I mean, and this I'm hope what you can take from this is that if you make a mistake, for goodness sake, don't beat yourself up. Just keep going.